riding motorcycles, no matter what you're going through, I mean, I feel like hopping on a motorcycle or doing something like that where it's a little bit dangerous and it requires you to be a little bit on edge.
Riding motorcycles now to me is just like pure freedom. That's like the only way I can describe it. Whenever I ride, I'm not thinking about my blood sugar. Might as well just handle this right now. Yeah, when I was 16, it was weird because I had just broken my leg playing lacrosse like 2 months prior to being diagnosed. And I was just like, it was during the summertime too. And I was in like a full leg cast, basically from the top of my, or bottom of my hip, top of my leg to the top of my ankle, like full leg cast. And over the course of like 2 months, I went from probably like 155 pounds, 160 pounds as a 16-year-old down to like, I believe I got down to like 135 pounds. I remember telling my mom I was like peeing constantly throughout the night. Like I could not hold my bladder. I would like be with friends and I would like have to pee so bad. I feel like I was gonna like pee my pants. I went to the doctor. My mom drove me there and my doctor was basically, he took one look at me and my symptoms. And he said, you gotta go straight to the hospital.
Diabetes has become one of those pillar things in my life that have shaped me. I know that sounds a little dramatic, but it's caused me to be a little more cautious than the average. Speaking from when I was a kid, a little more cautious of a kid, a little more having to grow up maybe a bit faster than the kids my age that I would hang out with. Just because you're always having to worry about one extra thing than most people, your blood sugar.
At 16, I was just, the emotions were relieved, nervous, but optimistic that I'll live like a totally normal life, healthy life, but unaware of the mental, emotional toll it takes and like continuously takes on a day-to-day basis.
So my mom, I was like the golden child. I have two sisters, and they would always make fun of me because I was mom's favorite because she saved my life when I was a little baby of 10 months. She would, growing up, she would worry a lot about me, of course, and she would always ask me if I had sugar and making sure I had a juice box. And when I was a teenager, I'd be like, "Yeah, mom, I do." She actually had type 1 diabetes as well, but she got diagnosed in her mid 30s. However, she had raised me. I was, let's see, at that point I would have been 11, I think around 11. So she had raised a diabetic. So she knew all about it, and her diagnosis story was pretty crazy because she accidentally poked her finger with a needle when she was giving me a shot. She accidentally poked her finger, and she thought, "Oh, I'm just going to test my blood sugar to just for fun." And it ended up being higher than it should have been. So she went into the doctor and found out that she had diabetes as well. That was something that only we had, like, "Hey, what's your blood sugar?" "Mine is blah." And I remember like one time we both had the same exact blood sugar of like 179, and it was just this crazy moment for us. But uh, yeah, she's dearly missed. She didn't pass away from diabetes related complications. She passed away from cancer, which, if you can imagine how hard that would be, having diabetes and something like that. So um, yeah, it's a very tough way to lose your mom.
And who do you felt most supported by since your diagnosis, and who has been kind of like a safety blanket for you?
That's actually crazy that I'm like getting emotional already just from that question. But yeah, my now wife. I was 16, which is actually the same time I met her. That's actually funny. That's probably my blood sugar talking to me, which it is. Just like a little alert. I was 16. I was 16 when I was diagnosed. I was 16 when I met her. I met her just a little bit before I was diagnosed, which was like a weird time to meet anybody. She was going through stuff on her end. I was going through stuff on my end. So in a lot of ways, we kind of like connected over different but like mutual struggles. And I mean, she's just like, she's been there. She's been like by my side through everything. And like in every single way, she's been the most supportive. She's been obviously my best friend through it all. I am so lucky to have had a partner with me through it all. I think it really helped me like feel normal and loved. I think it was just like critical for my well-being and like my confidence, maybe, is just like feeling that love and support, even going through this and knowing that this diagnosis wasn't going to make someone feel differently about me was, I think at the time I didn't really realize it, but I think that was like super beneficial for me.
My teachers would always say I seemed happy a lot, and friends that I've met have mentioned that I seem like a happy person. And I think a lot of that has to do, ironically, with having this terrible disease, because it just causes you to appreciate just being here. When you're diabetic, you don't want to be stressed because you already probably have high blood pressure, and it's like the last thing you want to do is be stressed out. Anything, and I would like encourage to any diabetic out there, like find some kind of outlet, find some kind of passion or with any type of suffering, like hopefully there's some type of outlet so you can turn your brain off and reset and re-energize and then get back to worrying later.
Like, I don't even know who I would be if I wasn't diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Like, it's like, it kind of gave me a new lease on life. Like, I'm not kidding. When I was 16, I really seriously thought I was going to die. Like, that's how it felt. And so when I got this diagnosis, I actually felt like optimistic. And like, if anything, I wanted to do everything that either people said I couldn't do, or I shouldn't do, or I should avoid. I wanted to like run straight into that storm. To me, like getting back to riding, it felt like a big, like, fuck you to having type 1 diabetes. I'm just gonna live my life.
Riding motorcycles, there's something about like the danger associated with motorcycles, and for riding, it's when you're on the bike, your mind is only on the bike. You're paying attention to the road, and maybe if you're back in the twisties, you're enjoying the scenery and listening and feeling the bike. It's just like a very, no matter what you're going through, I mean, I feel like hopping on a motorcycle where it's a little bit dangerous and it requires you to be a little bit on edge.
There's no better escape than getting on a motorcycle and just flying down the highway, meeting up with friends, going through the canyon, loading up your bikes, going on a camping trip, and just like fully detaching.
You're experiencing that freedom, that joy, that burden of whatever those anxieties are lifted while you're, cruising PCH or wherever it is that you like to ride.
I'm able to kind of detach from the worries of type 1 diabetes. Like, I'm not thinking about what my blood sugar is. I'm thinking about the upcoming turn. Am I going too fast? Am I going too slow? Does that car see me? It's just such a addictive feeling in a way.
It's good for your soul and for your, like, it's therapeutic. I think before motorcycles, I was a sad, lonely loser. And after motorcycles, I'm freaking cool. I've got a great body. And my son thinks I'm a badass. There it is. We might want to redo that.
Nailed it.
Oh my God.